next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we are taking center stage on the Own It magazine and publishing platform with one of our amazing contributing writers, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring her on in. She is amazing, and we're about to get into sharing some wonderful information about essential oils and what they can do in your life. So let's go ahead and bring her on in. Hey, Miss Audree Link in the house.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have you, Audree. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm so excited to be here.
Please just take a minute to just share with everyone who you are and where you're from, because there's a lot of people out there that don't know who you are and all about the magnificent stuff that you do.
Yeah, so my name is Audree Link. I am in Alberta, Canada. We've got a lot of snow here still, so Happy New Year as well. So excited to have spring happening. I am an aromatherapist. I also am an Ayurvedic practitioner, do nutrition as well, and Ikigai, which is like purpose coaching.
Cool. That's so cool. I love that. Look, we're going to have a whole show on Ikigai as well, because I'm really interested. So let's talk about your business, your essential oils. You're an aromatherapist, and let's dig into that just a little bit. So how did you get into the essential oils? I mean, like, what got you into that first?
Well, I've always been I've always been into natural. Grew up on a farm, so grew my own, herbs and all of that. And I guess I could have become an herbalist or whatever, but but I went into Ayurvedic instead. So it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I still grow my own, food and herbs and stuff like that here. Yeah. And so I wanted something easier. So I don't know about, you guys out there, but I'm a little lazy. Even though I grow my own, I still don't want to, always crush it up and use it. I just want something simple. So that's why I got into doTERRA. And I picked that essential oil company mainly because during my dissertation, I did my last paper I did on what oils are the purest out of all the companies. So I did my research on all the companies, and they had the most oils and the ones that were the purest. So that's why I chose doTERRA. Got into it because I love herbs, but got lazy. So I wanted something already pre-made.
See, but you know what? That's what we're looking for today. We're looking for something a little more easy, something that we could put in our water and our food, on our skin, right? Something that we can just take it and just go. So, what is so unique about essential oils? I mean, from anything else that you can incorporate into, that healthy lifestyle, why are they so unique? Like, what makes them so unique?
So out in the world of the healthcare industry. And one of my friends calls it the health scare industry. Um, there is a place for it. Absolutely. When you break a bone or whatever, go and
if you need your checkups, you got to definitely do your annual checkups. I'll throw that in there, because you want to make sure you're okay, right?
You bet. But, you got to go to a doctor, right? To get diagnosed and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I know there is naturopaths and stuff like that you can get diagnosed with as well, but there is a place. And what I'd love to do is to amalgamate those two, is to get healthy products in the healthcare industry as well. So why essential oils are so amazing, in my opinion, is because I have healed all the way from broken bones to kidney stones to colds and flu, help aging as well, all of that, right? So considering all the things that you can get, autoimmune diseases, MRSA, all of those can be helped with essential oils. I'm not going to say cured, because that's not, I've also helped myself with essential oils. I had a bladder infection. So that turned into delirium. It wasn't diagnosed. So delirium is a brain infection. So the infection went into my brain. And if anybody knows, there's a blood-brain barrier where, nothing can go into your brain and really help it out. Even a little girl who had cancer, she put frankincense in the top of her mouth. And it shrunk the cancer.
Wow. I've heard about the power of
why essential oils work so well is because our cells are made of oil, an oily membrane. And most medications are water-based. And so they can't penetrate that. But essential oils, they can get in there and they can fix it, and they can fix it. And then they go to your brain, the pathway, and they're trying to fix it. If they can't, they apoptosis, and out of the body it goes.
Right.
So that's why I love essential oils, is because it can be used for every cell of your body.
Yes. And I think honestly, it could be used in so many ways, right? I mean, you can use it, like you just said, with, the little girl, right? And then, and it actually shrinking, a tumor, to even being able to elevate your mood and be able to adjust, I'll share, just being from, the HR field, having people come in the morning and they're really sluggish, right? And they're just kind of dragging in. I would have
maybe even grumpy.
Exactly. They're grumpy. They got woke up on the wrong side of the bed and stuff. And what I would do, I would have my oil diffuser in there because it was helping me before. When I would be depressed and stuff, I would, someone had recommended me to start using this, essential oil, start having it in your environment. So I would put it in my office, and I would have orange, or I'd have grapefruit or something. Now, y'all HR people out there, I'm telling you, this is good stuff right here for EI. So pay attention to your employees and how they're feeling and how they're looking, when they're coming in. Put some orange on, see that smile, and tell them, take a nice deep breath, have them come to your office and just take a few nice deep breaths. Lemon, orange, grapefruit, just, some type of citrus. What else will elevate the mood?
Balance, which is like woodsy, Shinrin-yoku, which is like trees, adaptive, which is like helps your GABA,
It's being able to be up, and then you also have, like in the afternoon, like when the people coming back from lunch, they maybe have something that they're, having to finish by the end of the day. They're stressed out. They're, trying to figure things out, deadlines, boss in their ear, whatever. And I used to have like either frankincense or lavender or a combination of the two,
Yep.
something very calming, and I know that, there are some things that help to calm as well. So what are some things like, in your arsenal that can help to calm a little bit? I know we're going to break down some things as well. We're going to cut to a quick commercial in a few minutes, and then we're going to break down some of these oils as well. But what are just some of the few that you would use just to kind of calm the space around you?
So one of the top ones would be Balance, and that's got like cedarwood in it. Oh yeah, like it is such an amazing oil. Let me just read what it's got in there: spruce, frankincense, hoe wood, blue tansy, blue chamomile, osmanthus. Cedarwood would be any of the woodsy ones. Any of the woodsy ones to calm you right down, make you feel like you're out in the woods,
Right? Like
hugging
you're
trees.
grounding.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
And another reason that people may come in angry or whatever is they don't have a good quality of sleep. So it also helps soothe at night to put on like the Balance or the Adaptive or the Shenron Yoko at night, just to calm you down so you can sleep. The lavender, right? We have a Serenity blend that has all those oils in it. It when you have good sleep, I put vetiver on the bottom of my big toe, because in reflexology, your big toe is your brain, right? And so I put vetiver because that one works for me the best, is vetiver on my big toe and under my nose, on the back of my neck, and I have the greatest sleep. It's like a light switch to turn off my brain. It's amazing. Yeah. And you can use essential oils really 3 different ways. You can use it aromatically, so get a diffuser or put it on your hands and smell it. Topically, so wherever the affected area is. Last night, I was doing my floor yesterday. I was so sore. I put Deep Blue all over, and oh man, I am okay this morning. It is awesome. And then internally, because the way I helped my brain, remember I had a brain infection. How I helped my brain infection was I took it internally. So I did a capsule internally. So, and that helps as well. But make sure you have a good quality oil.
Right. Yeah. And see, and I didn't even know that you could even do it in like a capsule, so that's very interesting to know that you can do that.
There's a flu balm that's lemon, frankincense, tea tree, oregano.
Oregano is a good one.
You put about 2 drops of each in a capsule. And that's make sure you don't get the oregano the oregano is the main one, because that's a hot oil on the outside of your capsule. You'll be burping up oregano. Not fun.
No, and I've taken oregano oil in water before, just trying to ward off a cold and things like that as well. So I get it for sure.
I wouldn't do that. Don't recommend it, because it is a hot oil.
Not recommended.
Precautions with essential oils, and I'll kind of get into that in the next little section.
Absolutely. So look, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with Audree Link. And we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Big ups to Michelle Mupo and Mupo Entertainment. That is such a fun commercial. It's got me always dancing in the back. Da, da, Just fun. But you know what? Really, have fun, people. Move around and have fun, right? Because that's the way that you're going to elevate your mind, your body, and your spirit, most definitely. So we are back with our contributing writer, Audree Link. She is an aromatherapist. She is also an Ayurvedic practitioner as well. And she is sharing about the power of essential oils and what they can do for our body, what they can do for our mind, and really just be able to help us find that balance in life. So, Audree, we've been talking about, just how to use a few of these different oils and things. Let's kind of get into a little bit more of some of these oils, because I know there's a lot of oils out there. So I know there's hundreds of oils out there, I know. So let's talk about like the top 10 oils that that you guys offer and just kind of what they do. And these are some of the things, y'all, that you need to have in your arsenal. Okay, you need these things. So definitely go get your pens, go get your papers, and let's start taking some notes. Okay, so Audree, just share a little bit about some of the top oils that we need to have readily available at our homes, or in our purses, or guys in our fanny packs or pockets, wherever. What kind of oils do we need to have?
So first of all, I kind of want to tell you about a book I have. So this is the Essential Life book, and this is kind of my Bible. And what I do is I always look up what the essential oils can do, because there is a lot of overlap in what essential oils can do. And why that is because lavender comes from a part of the world, and then so does cedarwood come from another part. So there's a little bit of overlap in oils in what they do. So what I do is I always look at my book, because they can do, essential oils are so unique that they're concentrated, and they have so many healing properties. Their mixtures and their chemical components are so unique. So each one of these oils that I'm going to tell you about do different things, but some of them do similar things, because that's where we used to live. Right now we can get everything everywhere, but we used to have to just have what's right here, right now, kind of thing. So the first one I want to talk about is adaptive. So it is a blend of wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum. Now, it does so many different things, and a lot of it is in your mind. It helps with chaotic environments, lack of tranquility. So if you want to get tranquil, use this one. Loss of composure. So if you're like agitated, right? Poor coping, right? Or anxiety. That's a good one. This one also helps with menstruation and menopause. So
nice. Okay.
One into the other. Addictive, obsessive, compulsive behaviors, overthinking, lack of motivation, lack of focus, concentration, and inability to stay on task. Use this one. It is this oil right here. Wow. You got upset babies or colic, put it on the bottom of their feet. You got tired, achy, weary, or run down. That's this one right here. I wish you guys could smell it. I wish I could just
Yeah.
It is so awesome. This is also good for a loss of sense of smell.
Really? Wow. Yep. Well, and you know what? For some people that were impacted, during the, the pandemic, they have lost their smell. So if anybody out there has been suffering with that, definitely tap into Audree and and these oils here.
One more I want to tell you about this one is brain issues like Alzheimer's or elevated cortisol levels.
Wow.
Yeah.
And see that cortisol, that puts that weight right here in the tummy. So, if you're holding that weight there and you're stressed out, tap in.
This also comes in a capsule.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can also get that in a capsule. The next one I want to talk about is Balance. Balance is another amazing blend. It has spruce, howood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. Just a few of the things that this one: stress and anxiety, jet lag,
Jet lag.
mood swings. If you're like doing that, I'm happy, I'm not happy. Neurological conditions like convulsions, epilepsy, Parkinson's, brain injury.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. If you're feeling unstable, that, your mood is up and down. Tranquility. This one helps with anger, rage, fear, grief, and trauma. Dr. Hill, who's one of the owners of doTERRA, he puts it on the top of his head every day. I put it on the soles of my feet as well. Very, very grounding blend. It is the grounding blend. So that's Balance. That is another one that definitely must have in your arsenal. Where's my blue tansy here? Oh, no, that's not the one. Okay, let's go to orange. Wild orange. There's your citruses right there.
Wild orange, yes. They just make you happy, It wakes you up. And even when I am in the writing process, and I really just need to just get motivated. Like you were saying earlier, it's like, I'll have those types of smells, and it's like, oh, yes.
Depression.
Yeah.
Depression, isolation, irritability, lack of energy. Interesting enough, it's good for cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And cellular regeneration.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good for damp wrinkles, good for wrinkles, scurvy, cold. That's why that is in our orange is in our blend of the cold and flu one. Yeah, that's why it's in there, right? High cortisol, it's good for that. Insomnia, anxiety, weakened bones.
Oh, wow.
Who would have thought, right? So, and prolapsed uterus. So if you have a prolapsed uterus, good for that too. So this is sourced in Brazil.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, it's amazing. So that one is wild orange. Anything uplifting.
Yeah.
Peppermint, another one of my favorite ones.
I love peppermint.
It is so uplifting. This one's sourced actually in the US.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Good for nausea, vomiting, heartburn, anything tummy related. It's good for nerve damage, sciatica, paralysis.
I used it actually with when I had my back injury. I would put it on my lower back, and peppermint is just magical. I mean, it makes it feel all nice and warm there when you put it on. It's just it's wonderful. Peppermint is.
Yeah. This one's good for loss of smell as well. Good for insect repellent, good for cravings and appetite, good for menstrual cramps. This one's brain fog, allergies. So lemon, lavender, and peppermint. We have ones called Tri-Ease. Best antihistamine ever. Best antihistamine. Ladies, you have hot flashes. This is the one. Put it actually on the top of your feet.
For the peppermint.
Yep. Top of your feet for hot flashes.
Wow.
And the back of your neck. Yep. Headaches and migraines as well. It's good for sunburn and heat stroke. Like there's so many. It's good for your respiratory system. Bad breath and hangovers. You have a hangover? Put a little peppermint on the roof of your mouth. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I could see that. I could see because it's going to just open up everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just a few precautions on this one. One last one. GABA and radiation exposure. It's good for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a few precautions. It is a warmer oil, so you get it around your eyes or in your eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Take an oil. Doesn't matter if it's like canola oil, and put it around.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It'll make that feel better for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Almost like putting it into like a carrier oil almost, right? Because it's gonna.
Yeah,
Okay.
but just slather it on because it feels better.
Yeah.
I've gotten some deep blue in my eye before, and I'm like, oh, yeah. But any oil, coconut oil, canola, it doesn't matter. Just put some oil on it. It'll feel so much better. Also, watch different other parts like your underarms and other parts of the sensitive. Yeah. Always watch that. One little precaution about citrus oils is don't put them on your skin and go out into the sun because they bring your melatonin to the surface and you could get a sunburn quite easily.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
All citrus oils.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. See, all citrus oils, y'all. Make sure you don't go out in the sun.
Don't go out in the sun. Yep. There was a lady who put some on her and then went into a tanning bed.
Oh, no.
4-degree burns. Not only third, not only second, 4th-degree burns. Yeah. So precaution, there's always precautions, right? Internally, one of the precautions for taking them internally is 24 drops in 24 hours. Yeah. Frankincense. Let's go to that one. That one is the king of all oils. When in doubt, use frankincense. When in doubt, use frankincense. Let me find, there it is. So that one comes from Oman or Somalia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And those are really, really hard countries to get them from. So a lot of times it's hard to get them. It really is. And that's why frankincense a lot of times is not pure frankincense.
And if it is pure frankincense, it costs an arm and a leg, I've noticed.
Yeah. Our frankincense retail is 130, wholesale is 98. So you get 25% off if you become a member, right? Yeah, of all the products. So just a few things that frankincense does: cancer, tumors, cellular and immune health, seizures, trauma and convulsions, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, brain injury, lack of motor control, wounds, wrinkles, boils, scars, stretch marks, sciatica, back pain, headaches, depression, anxiety, postpartum, liver toxicity, jaundice, hepatitis, autoimmune disorders, breathing allergies, breast cancer prevention, and fibrosis in breasts. So my family has are prone. Two of my aunts had breast cancer. My mom had cancer in her kidney. Okay. And so I take frankincense, 1 drop under my tongue. If 2 drops happen to hit, under my tongue every day. And then we have, it's like a stick. It's like a pit stick, but I rub it on my breasts all the time because I don't want to get cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So amazing.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah. So, and then worts and meditation and prayer. So frankincense is wide range.
Absolutely. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just amazing. Tea tree, any antiseptic, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of for that one. I do want to go to helichrysum though, because that one's not one that's normal. And people are probably wondering how to who?
Right, right.
It says helichrysum. It's from Albania. And this is stitches in a bottle.
What?
So it's good for nosebleeds. It's good for any bleeding, hemorrhaging, broken capillaries, and stroke. So I had a friend who we were in Mexico and we went bike riding. This guy almost hit me and cut her off, and she fell off her bike and her glasses got stuck into her head.
Oh my gosh.
And I turn around and I'm like, don't pull them. And as she pulled them out, and, you know, she really started bleeding because that's your head, right?
Yes.
And I always have oils. So I had my roller ball of helichrysum with me. And I said, you just hold that. So she held it. And I put helichrysum around. And I said, we're just going to hold it for a few minutes as blood, you know, is kind of streaming down her cheek or whatever. And she's just holding it. And I said, okay, now you can leave it go. She left it go. And it was good. It had stopped bleeding already. Just in this time as I was saying it.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So very, very good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very good for that. But that's not all this does. It's good for liver, the pancreas congestion, obstructed bile ducts, gallbladder infection, heavy metal, blood toxicity, high or low cholesterol. Scars, wounds, bruising, burns, alcohol addictions, varicose veins, wrinkles, stretch marks, age spots, bone bruising, sciatica, tennis elbow, nerve damage. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Psoriasis, eczema, joint and back pain, inflammation, viruses, herpes, staph, HIV, AIDS, spleen issues. Like,
oh my gosh.
And I haven't even read them all.
Wow.
That's helichrysum. It is an amazing, amazing oil.
Yeah.
So it is also an expensive oil. And the reason is they're white little itty bitty. No, they're yellow little flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a lot of them, kind of like rose, takes a lot of them to make a little bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is retails at 133 and wholesales at 100. So definitely worth getting the membership, which costs nothing if you buy one oil. Then we've got the Easy Air, anything for breathing, the Zengest or Digesten in US. Anything digestion, all the way from acid reflux, all the way to constipation or diarrhea. And yeah, so those two are must-haves in your house.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have not yet tried the helichrysum yet. I had heard of it before, but had not tried it. I mean, one of my favorites again is the frankincense. I'm definitely going to.
It doesn't smell great.
Sure.
Helichrysum doesn't smell great. Just saying. But it's very effective. Very effective, right?
And so honestly, one of my favorite, even think frankincense smells all that good. I mean, you know, so it smells okay, but I like
the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
I don't like tea tree either.
Oh, okay.
Although some people may like Zengest or Digesten. It smells like Zambuca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the fennel and the anise. Yeah, it has that black licoricey smell.
Oh, wow. And I like that smell.
Well, if you have any constipation or diarrhea, put 1 drop in water and suck that down and it'll clear whatever you got right up.
Wow.
If you have constipation, make sure you stay by the toilet.
Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is such good stuff, Audree. I mean, I have so many notes over here, and I hope everybody has been taking notes as well.
I just want to do 2 more oils really, really quickly.
Yes.
Okay?
No, please.
The deep blue, as I said, my body, I was doing my flooring yesterday, hadn't done a lot of exercise before that, but I was hurting everywhere. I put it on my back of my neck, my arms, my legs, my back, my feet. And this morning I'm ready to go.
That's awesome.
I'm not hurting. So anything for pain. The last one is On Guard. That is our immune system blend. That one I would suggest getting for any season, whether that's cold and flu season, whether that's winter, spring, summer, fall, doesn't matter. Should always have that because it's good for strep throat, for coughing, for colds. It's good for oral health, We have a
Okay.
toothpaste with it. Actually, we have a whole line: laundry soap, concentrated cleaner, toothpastes, mouthwashes, all of that. Because it's very, very, it has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and orange. Very, very good for oral health. Very, very good for oral health. Yeah. Urinary tract infections. Very, very, like I said, it's good for cleaning the surfaces. So I just want to tell one last story about this one. And then we go for the break or whatever. So there is a lady who worked, whose mom always got sick. And nothing was working. So this lady gave her On Guard. She used On Guard in bottom of her feet, in water, all of that kind of stuff. And her mom got better. And she's like, Mom, what are you doing? She says, well, I'm doing this. Well, the lady worked at Johns Hopkins University, and she took it and she tested it. And on all the bacteria or fungus and viruses or whatever, it worked 9.99% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So On Guard for any cold, any flu, any fungus, any parasite, that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And you hear a lot of talk about parasites these days as well, because of the different foods and stuff like that. And so that, I mean, you definitely want to do those types of cleanses and things. So that, oh my God, that's amazing. That is absolutely
so
amazing.
Those are the top 11 oils that we have that you should have in your arsenal at all times, that you can just grab and use, right? And the other thing is when you do have a membership with doTERRA, you have training. There is so much training. There's the doTERRA.com training. It's just amazing on every oil. Because because they are concentrated, they're very, very concentrated. One drop of peppermint does 21 cups of tea.
Wow.
That's how concentrated they are. Right. And that's all the oils. That's just not peppermint, but that's just kind of a comparison, right? One drop of doTERRA's peppermint does 21 cups of peppermint tea.
Peppermint tea. Wow.
So
see, it's worth it. In a sense, it's worth it because of the fact that it is so concentrated, and you're not going to have to, re-up it as quickly because you're, able to use it. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. So
I have a whole bunch just sitting right here. I always have oils. Always have oils. There's a whole bunch. Yeah, I have them everywhere. My bathroom, my kitchen, my living room, my bedroom, my everywhere. I have them in my pocket, my purse, my backpack.
And I love it. I love it. I love it because you have found, a natural way to be able to kind of, combat some of these things. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are looking for some more, just natural ways of doing things. Again, as we said, people, there's certain medicines that you want to take. Great. If it works for you, it works for you. But there are just so many people out there that are looking for just, just other ways of doing things, and even ways of just incorporating the two, because that's really where the magic happens, is when you're able to incorporate, the education and all the different things, from, your doctor, and if your doctor's open to, some of these natural things, you can't lose, y'all. You can't lose. So,
and if they're not, find a new doctor.
Yeah, exactly. I had to switch a few times until I found the doctor that is just right for me. And my doctor sits and actually goes over all the options that we need, that we have, and I get to make the decision, right? So it's definitely amazing, and everybody's different, so just again, do your research. And I think today Today you got a whole lot of information and a whole lot of research right here on just the power of essential oils and what they can do if you incorporate them into your life. You can, again, definitely elevate, your body. You can heal from within out. I mean, I know we're not supposed to say heal, but really it is our body can heal on its own. And when you give it certain things like essential oils, like foods that, and your supplements, because our foods don't have, everything in them right now, like that we used to. So being able to have that supplement that you need as well to just have all of the nutrients and minerals that you're supposed to in your body, that's where you're going to be able to thrive, right? We're going to be able to
We have
regenerate
supplements too. Yeah.
every 7 years. Like, we're going to regenerate, and we're going to
Yeah.
regenerate properly, right?
Yeah.
So tap in, and you have supplements as well, which is great because, again, a lot of these oils you can do topically, but you can also ingest as well. So I think it's amazing that that doTERRA does give both those options as well. So so Audree, I know when we get on here, it's like the time goes like bam, bam, bam. It goes so quick. So please, is there any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you'd like to give our audience? And if someone that might be out there looking for an option to be able to step out of their maybe their job and get into something else, maybe become an entrepreneur. How can they connect with you and learn a little bit more about what you do?
So I do have my WhatsApp number right there. It's just give me a little, hey, I'm interested in, the essential oils and what they could possibly do for me. And what I'll do is I'll send you a health survey. It's just like a 2-minute health survey. That way it kind of gives me an idea of what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be able to figure out what you need, whether that's digestion, breathing, autoimmune, whatever that is, then I would be able to, start helping you that way. We do have all kinds of courses. We have a metabolic course. We have the sleep. We have the digestion. There's just so many. And they don't take very long, but they give you the starter information, right? I know all of this can be so overwhelming. Like, right. I just held up like 8 oils and like I just told you about 11 oils, and it's just so much. It is. So I'd love to start with exactly what you need for you, right? So just text a little to my WhatsApp. I'm interested. I'll send you the health survey, and we can get started from there.
Awesome. And what's some words of wisdom or words of encouragement? If somebody's just kind of on the line, just kind of sitting back, just wondering if they want to get started, right?
You got to smell this one, the adaptive. You have to smell this one to believe it. So get this one. It is amazing. Does so many good things. That's my word of wisdom. Start with one. Just start with one. Right? Yep. Like I said, everything, it can be so overwhelming because there is so many, pick one. Yeah. And that's why I say, just message me. We can start with one, and that will be the one that you need specifically. Yeah. So it's just get started. Just try it.
Awesome. Well, Audree, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for just being a part of the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family and being able to just educate us on just all the wonderful just goodness of essential oils, because I learned so much. Again, I have just my paper's just full over here of so many notes that I took today. And look, ladies, I don't know if y'all caught it earlier, but hot flashes. Y'all better get that peppermint in your life for them hot flashes, okay?
We also have thyroid estrogens.
Oh my goodness! But definitely, if you missed this and you're watching, look, go back, watch it again, If you're watching the replay, thank you all so much just for joining us. Thank you for your support. We love you so much here at Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine. And if you want to learn more about Audree as well, again, she is one of our contributing writers. So she is in the magazine monthly with our amazing contributing writer team. You can learn so many things in that magazine. So if you want to get physically, mentally, spiritually, or financially fit, you want to get that subscription. So go to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Mag 2021.com and you can grab your subscription there. So we love you so much and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.